Good morning, everyone. It's time for another terrific Tuesday card. My name is Sherry Minnie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who lives in Keensburg, Colorado. It's a small rural town, 45 minutes or so northeast of Denver. So today I'm going to do a really quick card. I call them a Q&E card, quick and easy. This is actually a card that we did, the layout we used at my Stamp-A-Stack that I had last weekend, but it doesn't take any time at all. And here's the card that we did at the Stamp-A-Stack, and I made it into a masculine card, and just real quick and easy, and shows you how much you can change the look of it just by changing out the paper. On this card I used, for the strips here, I used actual cardstock. On this one I used cardstock and some designer series paper. So we're going to go through this real quick and put us a card together. So we're using a new stamp set. This is an online exclusive. It's called Perfectly Pears. It does come with dies and some beautiful paper that I'll show you in just a moment. And then these are older ones, and actually I think they've been probably, I'm not sure about this one. This is probably current. For the saying on the inside I used not 29 anymore, and it's got some kind of cute funny sayings, and I used older but still cool. And then this is an older one called Keeping Tabs, and this is where I got the happy birthday, and it has a matching punch, and I think they've both been either on the last chance or discontinued. I don't know for sure. We're using 2 punches. This punch is still current. It's called To the Point. I love this punch. And then this is the one that matches the Keeping Tabs stamp set, and I'm pretty sure this is maybe last chance. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. I'm sorry. And then we are using 2 ink colors today, Secret Sea, which is one of the new ink colors, and Darling Duckling, which is also new ink color. And for your information, until the 31st, any Stampin' Up! Product that has a new ink color, which these 2 are, is on sale for 15% off. So if it's papers, ink pads, it doesn't really matter. If it has the color in it in any way, shape, or form, you can get it at a discounted price. And then that would include these 2. These are the flat pearls in colors for $25.27. And it also includes this gorgeous paper, and this is called Perfectly Pears. And this sheet I used up, I did another card, and I actually cut out these little pears. So there's dies that match the stamp set, and a lot of these images you can cut out with the dies. But here's some of the papers, and they're just so pretty, and different, more subtle pattern, solid pattern on the back. This is the one I used to cut out a bunch of stuff out of, and we're using this for the side strip on today's card. This one is kind of cool. If you're a scrapbooker, it's great for scrapbooking. But I don't scrapbook. And so, I'm sorry, my camera did something really weird, so I'm hoping that we're still recording. I do not scrapbook, but what I do like about this is you can cut it up into panels and just put a stamp of greeting on it and make a really nice card. It doesn't take any time at all, and I like the design on the back of this. And I think I've already shown you that one. Here's the one we're using today, and then on the back it has a solid Darling Duckling. So that's the paper for today. And I think we're ready to get started. So in your packet, you have a sheet of Darling Duckling. This is our normal 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You have a piece of Secret Sea, and I didn't write these measurements down. So we have 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. We have a piece of designer series paper. This is 3 3/4 by 5. We have a piece for the inside of basic white, 3 3/4 by 5. We have a scrap of Secret Sea that will do a punch out. We have a scrap of basic white that will punch out. These are the strips that are going to go along the front. So the Secret Sea is 1 1/8 by, I cut it a little longer than 5 just so that I could cut it off and make it exactly match. And then you have another piece of designer series paper, which is 1 inch, and we'll cut it off to be the correct length. We have a small piece of basic white. This is about, what did I say? 7/8 by 2 1/4, and then this is just a 1/4 of an inch bigger, the designer series paper. Doesn't have to be exact on that. Okay, so now let's get started. First of all, I'm going to do this, adhere the strips to the side of our designer series paper so I don't forget. So the first thing you do is you take your paper, and we're going to put this, we're going to match it up at the end right along the edge, just like that. So let me get some, I kind of cleaned my room around, and so now I got to find all my stuff again. So I hope you're all doing well. We're having some beautiful cool days, which I am totally enjoying. I'm not a winter person, and I'm not ready for snow, but I'm certainly done with all the hot weather, I tell you. Let's see, I think I'll put it on here. Having a little trouble getting that to come on the way I want it. So I didn't have very many come to my Stamp Stack. It's always hard in the summertime to find a date that works for a lot of people, but the few of us that came, we had a good time, and we always do a wonderful potluck, and boy, we have some yummy food, and even my husband took part of it in the potluck for his lunch, so it all worked out just fine. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you have it all lined up really well, and then I'm just going to take this and trim it off, and I'll probably have to trim it again, but I'll just trim this first, okay? And now we're going to take this, and we're going to put it right along the edge of our designer series paper, and yes, I will have to trim it off, but it's okay. I don't know where my adhesive went in my Stampin' Seal, so I'll just use this. I hope you all can see what I'm doing here. And on this one is a little bit of directional, so you do want to make sure that you have them both going the same direction. And we're just going to take this and put it, hopefully my head's not in the way, and we will put it right there. Pretty good. And then I'll just trim this off. And then this, we'll take care of this. Actually, I guess I'm building the card instead of stamping first like I usually do, but I don't think it matters. And I will, there's my Stampin' Seal. We'll put this on the front of our card. At least I think we will. Trying to get a lot of my old retired stuff listed for sale on Facebook, and that I am very fortunate. I usually can sell quite a bit, but boy, it does take a long time because you have to do pictures, you have to price it all out, and then if you sell something, you got to invoice, and then you have to, after it's paid, you got to package it, ship it. So it's not an easy process, but I just need to clear out some stuff. I've got so much stuff that I need to move out, because guess what? I ordered a whole bunch of new stuff from the new holiday. Well, they don't call it the holiday. It's the September to December mini. And I had Stampin' Up! Send them out catalogs, but so far no one that I know has received it. So I don't know what happened there. I may have to buy some more and mail them out myself, or hand them out when you all come to class. There's some pretty neat stuff in there. Let's see, this is going on this side. And this has a very small border. I'm going to try to get it as straight as I can. Okay, now we're going to do some stamping and some punching. So first of all, we'll punch. This is the backing piece for our greeting on the front on Secret C, and we're just going to use that. And then for the stamping of the happy birthday, this is actually a double. You get, it's kind of like file tab for a file folder, and you really get two, and we only need one. So what I do is I just punch it out, take my scissors, and just trim it off, and then that way you actually get enough for two. So you have that right there. Okay, and then we have the little tiny happy birthday that's going to go on here. And we're going to stamp that in Secret C. And it's pretty easy to line up, and thankfully we have photopolymer, so it's not a problem. So I don't know if any of you have heard, it's been all over the internet, all over YouTube. Stampin' Up! Is doing away with the red rubber stamps in large part, and mostly because the raw products needed to produce the rubber and everything is extremely difficult to find and gotten super expensive. And so they have made the decision that everything now is going to be the clear stamp, the photopolymer like this. So as soon as red rubber, I'm not sure when it all rolls out, but existing stamps, once the red rubber is exhausted, the stamps that have red rubber, that stamp won't be available anymore, and everything is now going to be in the photopolymer, which I'm okay with because I like it better anyway. Okay, so now we have a little, on our little strip here, we are going to stamp older but still cool, and it's a snug fit, but again, being photopolymer, you can absolutely see what you need to do. And then we're going to do some little decorating on our inside card. We're going to take our darling duckling and our little pear stamp. And I'm going to stamp that right there in the corner on the inside piece. And I am going to stamp it on my envelope. I have switched doing my stamping on envelopes to the left side because according to the post office, that's where they prefer it to be. So, but I do forget because I've done it the other way for so many years. Okay, stamping is all done. And so I have this small piece of designer series paper. I'm going to take the inside greeting. And I'm going to put this down, and I'm using glue so that I can wiggle this around because it needs to be a little bit straight and centered. There we go. And then this one for our front, the happy birthday for the front. Again, it's going to be kind of centered on this little punch out that I have here. And I'm going to take some glue, put it on here, hopefully. And stick that right on there. Okay, now this is going to be popped up with dimensionals. And I have some black ones that I'm using, which I like when I'm using a dark cardstock because it kind of hides them even more than the stark white ones do. And that goes right there. And let's see, do I have a poking tool here? Yes, I do. Yay. I have in my plans this afternoon to hopefully, if I don't run out of energy, make a batch of chocolate chip cookies. My husband is a cookie. Well, we both are. I try not to too much, but we ran out of store-bought cookies, and I'm not going to the store for a while, so I thought, you know what? I have chocolate chips. I need to use that. So we're going to place this. I put mine in the center. You could do it top, bottom. You can put it wherever you wish. Not a problem. And then on the inside piece, we will take our 3 3/4 by 5 piece. I'm going to put some more glue on here. will put this however closer to the top, wherever you want it. I only sign my name usually, maybe put a Bible verse reference. So I don't need a lot of room to, a lot of space to write. Okay, and then this will go clean up a little bit here. I've got enough stuff going on. Put some adhesive on here. Make sure I get this on the right direction. I have made cards where I've either put the inside greeting on the wrong side of the page or upside down, which is always interesting. And then we'll just kind of line that up. And then the only other thing we need to do is put on a few of these very pretty embellishments. These are one of my favorites of all time. So this comes in different sizes. So I'll put one right there. With a small one right next to it, and a medium-sized one down here. And guess what? We are done. See how quick and easy that card is? So here's the one we just completed. Here's the one that I made for this sample. And here's the one we made at the Stamp and Stack in a kind of a masculine version. So thank you all for taking time to watch this. I hope you have an enjoyable rest of your day or evening whenever you choose to watch. And as always, I appreciate so much everyone that takes a few moments out of your busy schedules to spend some time with me and doing something that I totally enjoy. So may God bless each and every one of you, and I'll hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.